Hi everyone, this is a full stack CRUD operation app using React.js with Node.js and MySQL database. React is for frontend, Node.js for backend, and database is in MySQL. Okay, so we will create something like this. Okay, it will be the end result, delete a record, add a new record, and also the update record. Okay, so we'll perform this operation in this video. So let's get started. So for creating this CRUD app, first we should set up our environment. I have created two files, two folders, backend and frontend. So let's move to the backend. First we will initialize npm init -y. Okay, it will initialize and it will create a package.json file inside backend. Yeah, that has created. So now let's install our packages. Npm install MySQL is per backend. Okay, and also the express is a Node.js framework, and if you want to access our backend API in our front end, so for that we use cars and one another package that is nodemon, which is used for automatic refreshing our server or backend. Okay, so let's install them. Yeah, they will install. Yeah, the packages has installed. Okay, inside the package.json, see, okay, these are installed. So now we will create another file for writing our code. We will name it server.js. okay, whatever name you want, so you can assign that. So here we will write our code. So the front end, for the front end we will go back and to the front end. So to create in React app, we will write create React app, npx create React app, and we will assign a name front end. Okay, so it will create a front end. I have already created that. Okay, so let's start our coding. First of all, we will create the I will display records, okay, from the database MySQL. So let's come here. I will create another file here, home.js, in this React functional component export. In this I will retrieve the data from the MySQL database, and I will display them here in a table. So first I will design a table. For the designing purpose, I am using Bootstrap. So now we will create a table, assign a class name, and inside this table first we will display we would like to retrieve just the student data. Okay, first name, the name, phone, and the email address. So in this should write t header. Inside this I will write the fourth column would be for the action. Okay, we would like to update, read, or delete a record. So inside tbody I will display my data inside tbody. Okay, but that would be dynamically. Okay, so first let's retrieve the records from our backend. So let's write the backend code. So let's come to the server.js. Yeah, in the server.js, let's write. First we will import the Express. After that the MySQL, and also the cars. So now let's initialize Express method we will call, and now we will use cars. And also whenever we pass data to our backend, so that should be in JSON format. So we will use express.json. It will be passed to the JSON format. So now let's retrieve the records from MySQL database. So for that we will first create the connection. So let's write const db is equal to MySQL dot create connection. Let's pass the properties. First is the host. The host is localhost with us, and the user is root. Password is nothing with us, and the database. The database is, so let's check our database. So first we will run XAMPP server. I'm using MySQL in XAMPP server. Okay, XAMPP server, you maybe have MySQL installed on your system. So let's come here. I will run localhost, and let's move to the PHP myadmin. So let's run it. Okay, yeah, it is our database. So now let's move to the CRUD. We have a CRUD database. What we have in our CRUD, so let's check it. So in our CRUD we have, so let's retrieve the student. What we have in the student table, yeah, the student has ID, name and email. We don't have, so let's create another table here. So let's name it users, and the column would be ID, name, phone, 4. Let's create it. Sorry, it has not worked. So the column name has increased. So let's create a table, users, and 4 column. Okay, create it. This would be the ID, name, phone, email. This is the integer, and this should be auto increment with us. And let's varchar. This should be also varchar. Let's assign. So let's save it now. Yeah, the users table has created. So now let's assign the table name is CRUD with us. After that, let's write our port would be, our server would be listening, and port number 8081. Okay, let's print a message. So now let's write first API to retrieve the records. So for that we will write app.get, and our output would be just slash OK, and here we will get request and response, create a row function, and here we will write our query. So let's write SQL is equal to select static from users. Okay, we will select all users, and now we will run our query db.query, and we will pass our SQL, and we will get error or data. If we got an error, so then we will just return through error. We will just return response.json error. We will return that error. Otherwise, if there was no error, so then we will get the data. Return response.json data. Yeah. So now let's move to our home component. So here we will use effect hook to get the data. Here we will use Access library for getting the data. Import Access. Access, if you didn't install, so just simple write npm install Access, so it will be installed. I think I have already installed, so let's take package. Yeah, that is installed. Let's write Access dot get, route is just slash, and here we will get the response. Sorry, our route is so let's run our backend server. Yeah, let's come here, let's move to the backend, and here we will write npm start. As you mentioned that the node main, we will use node main which will automatically refresh our server, so we will use that like this. Okay, and we will come to the package.json. In this script area we will add that like this. Okay, start node main server.js. okay, so it will automatically refresh our server whenever we make changes. npm start. Yeah, the backend has started. So we will come to this local host. Our port is listening and 8081. It is our first. We will get the data here. Right now we don't have any record in our users table. Okay, so now let's this would be our route. Let's write it here. Okay, and now we will get a response result, and we will just create a state variable here, const data set data is equal to, we will use state hook, and it will be array type with us. So whenever we get this response, we will print that on console.log result. Then if there was any error, so print that console.log error. So now let's run our front end. So to run the print, so to use first of all the bootstrap. So for the bootstrap, let's write in the index. Yeah, we have already imported our bootstrap. I have installed that npm install bootstrap from npm. So to run our front end, let's move to the front end, npm start. It will start the front end. Okay, yeah, so let's check the console. So we didn't import our home.js in our app.js, so let's import it. let's write here our home.js. Home. So first we will import it. Yeah, we have exported that. Home.js, okay. So let's check it. Let's move to the console. Let us print it. Yeah, we printed this data, okay. See it. We will get this data. So we will write something like result.data. So then we will access our data. So let's come here to our, okay, here we will assign to set data. We will call set data method, and we will write result.data. So our array data of array will be assigned to this variable, okay. And let's write here ph 100. So now let's print our data. First we will add just a single record to our database. Yeah, user to our this, okay. Insert. We will later add, okay, we will perform all operations. ID. So let's save it. Right now we have this one record, so let's display that. So for that we will use map function data.map, and we have this data and index. So let's create an arrow. In that row we will print the name and phone, table data, d dot name, phone and email. And email, in the last field we will just write 2 buttons for update and delete. So let's check it now. So let's see it. Where is the error? Where? The home component. So let's come here, and we will remove this data. Let's save it. Yeah, we printed our record, okay. The record has printed. So let's come here. Yeah, it looks like this right now, okay. So now let's create a button here. So whenever we press the button, so we should add a new record. On the top, up and down this. By pressing this we should add a new record, but for this we should use React router DOM, okay. So I have already installed that. You can simply install that npm install React router DOM. So let's check that in our package.json. React router DOM, see this package, okay, React router DOM. After installing this, so now we will use that. So let's move to our app.js. Here we will first import that browser router routes and route from React router DOM. And after that, let's use it browser router and routes and route. Here we will pass two properties. Path would be slash for our home page and element would be home. Okay, let's remove it. Yes, now let's create one another route for create. So here we will have create, and let's create that .js. Sorry, this is folder. Create.js. Yes, let's import create. Yeah, the create has imported, and now let's use it. Yeah, we have used that. So let's press this create. We should go so we didn't add link, so let's add a link here in our home page. Instead of button we will use link, and we will import link, and we have a property for true is equal to, we will go to the create route, and let's import link from React router DOM. Yes, so let's come here now, press create. So we came to the create component. Okay, so now let's design our create component. Let's come here to the create. So I have created this forum, okay, for the name, phone and email. Okay, so let's check it how it looks like. It looks like this. Okay, so now whenever we press this, whenever we are entering data, so we should store that. Okay, so let's do that. So for that I will create three state variable. First one would be const name, set name is equal to use state hook, by default nothing, and also for email and full. This is for phone, set phone, and for email set email. Okay, I have created these state variables. So now whenever I am entering data, so I should store them in these variables. So first we will come to the name. I will call onChange event, and I will create anonymous function and I will call set name, and to that I will pass e.target dot name, e.target dot value. Same to this I will do for phone and email. Let's come here, just instead of name I will call phone, and also instead of phone here I will call email. So it will store the values in those three variables. Okay, so now whenever we press the submit button, so we should submit our forum. So for that I will write and submit event handle submit. I will call handle submit function. I will create now handle submit function, const handle submit function. We will get an event. I will prevent default submission. After that we will call our API, backend API, and we will pass our data to that. Okay, so first let's create our backend API. So let's come to the server.js. Instead of git, now we will create a post. Okay, because we are posting data. So let's write app.post, and here our route would be like create. Okay, and we will get request and result response. Okay, let's write our query count SQL is equal to, right now we would like to insert data, insert into users, okay. I will enter to the name and email phone and also email column. The values would be, here I will write a question mark, it is a better way, later we will attach the values with it. Okay, so now let's get the values. I will write for const values is equal to request dot body dot name first of all, then we will get the phone and then email. So now we will post them, we will run our query db dot query and we will pass our SQL and later we will attach our values with that, and now we will get an error or data response. So if there was an error, so return result.json error. Otherwise if the record has inserted, so let's check that. So if the record has inserted, so we will just return a statement right now, return result.json created. So now let's go back to our create component, and here we will call our API access dot post right now, okay, and our path would be, route would be this plus create, okay, our route is create. Now let's pass our data, name, phone and email. After that we will get a result, and after getting the result, so now let's navigate to the, so first we will catch an error. If there was an error, we will console.log error. So after getting the result, so we will just goes to the back to the home page, okay. For that we will use navigate hook, okay. Const navigate is equal to use navigate hook, okay. We will use this hook to go back to home page. Yes, so now let's try it. Use state is not imported, let's say imported. Yes, so let's add first of all name Jamil and a@gmail.com, okay. So let's press the submit button. So the record has created successfully, okay. See, the record has created. So it was all about creating a record. So now whenever we press this update button, so we should update the record. So let's add a route to the update. Let's come to the home page. Here to the update button we will make it link, okay, and we will goes to update, okay. We will come here, so let's create update route. And we will goes to update one. Right now we don't have update component, so let's create that. Update.js, so let's import it in the app. Yeah, that has imported. Yeah, it's okay. So whenever we click on the update, we should go to the update, okay. So here in the update section, now we should write a form. to update that record. We will create the same form as we have created in this create. Okay, I will copy all of this code and I will paste it here. Just I will change the name because the code is 80% similar. Okay, so here we will just update user and name. We will set the values at the name and email and password. Okay, the same and the email, and here update, and here whenever you press the submit button, so handle submit button. So here we will just change our instead of create, we will create another API in the backend. Okay, so let's come to the server JS, that would be put. Okay, so let's come here and this should be put API instead of post, it is put. Okay, and this would be update, and we will get a request and response, and now we will update our data. Okay, update our table name is users, and set name is equal to question mark and comma, and this name. After that the pool is equal to question mark comma, and also the email, where id is equal to question mark. So after that we will get our values, name, phone and email. After getting the values, we will write something like this. Okay, our previous values, and here we will get our id. Okay, so right now we don't have the id, so but we should pass our id. Okay, we should update based on the id. So for that let's come to the home, and here we will pass the id also. We will write something like this. Okay, and just like here we will pass the id d.id. we will go to pass our id to this route, and we will catch it here id. Okay, and also in the server here our id would be id. So to get the id, we will write something like this: const id is equal to request.params.id, and we will use our id here. Okay, update it. So now whenever we update the user, so then we will just navigate back to the home page. Okay, yeah, so now let's try it. Let's come back, appreciate. Yeah, let's press this update. Okay, I will update this. Instead of that I will write yusuf@gmail.com. sorry, this is let's press the update. Yeah, the record has it has created a new record. So let's check where is the error. We should goes to the update. Okay, update plus id. Okay, plus our id. We don't have our id here, so to get the id from our route, we will just come here. id is equal to, we will use param id is equal to, we will use param hook from React router DOM. So we will get the id from our route. Okay, so update plus id. Yeah, we will goes to this route in our update. Yes, appreciate. So let's now update this user update. Okay, we came to number 3, Here I will write or if it is the number. Yeah, let's update it. The records didn't update it, so let's inspect it. Yeah, failed load the server response with 404 error. Yes, failed load, so let's check it. We should handle here, we should go to the update / +id. okay, name, phone and email. Let's come to the server.js, go to update and id. It got the id here. So the problem was that here we should use put instead of post. Okay, so now let's come back, let's close this, and we would like to change that. See, that has changed, useup has changed to array. Okay, that has totally changed. So let's change this. Okay, let's see, that has updated. Okay, so now let's delete a record. Okay, so whenever we press delete, so we should delete that. Okay, so let's come to the home. On click we will call this on click, and we will pass a function. Okay, call a function and delete, and we will pass the id to that. Let's create that function. So here we will delete that record. So we will just use delete route. Okay, and we will pass id to that +id, and instead of git we will call delete method. And after deleting a record, we should go back to the navigate back to the home page. Okay, so let's navigate. Use navigate hook. Yes, so we will create a delete route now. Okay, let's come to the server.js, and in the server let's copy this, and instead of put we will call delete, and here delete we will get an id also. Yes, let's come to the home.js. yes, call this and plus the id okay, now we will delete. From users where id is equal to %. Okay, we will just get id using this way. Okay, we will get the id and we will just pass id here. Okay, instead of this we will just pass the id. Yeah, so let's check it. So now let's press this one. See, the record is deleted. This has deleted. Okay, so it was all about creating, deleting and updating records. It is a full stack CRUD operation app using using React.js, Node.js and MySQL database. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, please subscribe our YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.